Hey guys, welcome back. My apologies. I did the first half of this video with no microphone on. So rather than kill and lose all the content, I'm going to talk you through what we've done up to this point. So far, it's a fairly simple soup. I'm doing a wedding soup. I was super excited because I'm getting to use the meatballs I had left over from the spaghetti and meatballs when I told you I rolled about 70 meatballs. Anyway, it will always all be in the description. That's number one. I think everybody has a general idea how to do wedding soup. My hubby requested it. It's been raining all day here in South Florida. It's really not cold, but it's dreary, and we want to have something warm and cozy. So, wedding soup it is. Now, I'll tell you and walk you through the very basic start of it. And it's not hard, and you can't see my pot anyway. So, let me tell you. We took celery, carrot, and onion with a little bit of olive oil and saute that for about 15 minutes to soften the vegetables. Then I added one whole 32-ounce container of chicken broth. I like the less sodium or unsalted sometimes. In addition to this container, I added 2 cups of water. I'll show you the size exactly because you're going to see the finished fabulous dish. 2 cups of water plus 1. And this soup is going to be just for the 2 of us. Okay, we have like a bag of meatballs each, which seems like a lot, but it's not. This recipe can be raised up for 4 to 6 people. You would just double everything. I'll put that in my chef notes. That's the little thing I have going on now. I call it chef notes, and I try to add any ideas, anything I think will be more helpful to you, and so on and so on. And you don't miss anything. If you just looked at my recipe and my notes, you wouldn't even need to see the pot. I told other people in another recipe, you fast forward if you don't want to stay through a 20-minute video. I fast forward through to the end. If I see a thumbnail of a dish I really love that looks really appetizing, I was like, I'll click and I'll go. And if the host is, talking and it's dragging on too long, like a lot of people don't like that on YouTube. I love it. Anyway, just fast forward. You always have the recipe and you'll always have the beginning and the finish end look. Okay? So after this is sauteed another 5 minutes, what we're going to do next is we're going to put those meatballs in. I'm going to put them in now for you to see because we will have to break. They have to cook. Okay? They're raw right now and they're tiny. Let me show you. I held them up and showed you. If you look at my spaghetti and the mini meatballs from Abruzzo in Italy, these are those same meatballs. What a wonderful thing to be able to do with them when you want to make something different from the same efforts. Trust me, hubby had to help me make these. They were tedious, not hard at all. You can make any, even for wedding soup. I follow my own regular sauce meatball recipe, and it's just the size that's made down to tiny for wedding soup or that style of pasta, spaghetti and meatballs. I love this little size thing going on, and that's what I love about wedding soup. I don't know about you guys, but my favorite thing about wedding soup, it's a complete meal. You have your vegetables, you have your protein. This could have been turkey, chicken. Ours is beef because it came from the spaghetti and meatballs, but I believe traditionally it is beef, but you could use pork. You could use whatever you like. Whatever you like. And sometimes I do because I want to switch it up. Or if there was a sale on ground chicken and I buy too much of it, so what am I going to do? How many hamburgers am I going to have? How many chicken burgers? I'll do different things. I'll make soup. I'm dumping in like 4 or 5 at a time, and I'm doing that so I don't burn myself. I don't burn myself. Okay, now that is phase 2. What do? We saute the onions, the celery, and the carrot till they soften, translucent a little bit. You want to soften them. You don't want to brown them. 15 minutes. Then you add your broth. Okay. Give it another 5 minutes, and then you add your meatballs. Now they're going to take another 15 minutes. After the meatballs, the very next and last addition is some baby spinach. This is a big pack. It really goes down small, but I'm probably going to only use half. Okay. I won't stay for that because now I've taken enough time on you. I'm going to break, and what I'm going to do is serve it with a pasta that I make separate. You could put the pasta in if you like. If you had guests for dinner and 4 people at the table now, and this was doubled, you could do it all in one pot at the same time. I like mine a little, how would you say? If you put it, even if you don't eat it fast enough, it gets mushy. So I like to do the pasta separate, and I use a tubatini. tubetti, tubettini, it's the tiny little, this, can't even see that. Everybody knows what tubettini is. It's the little tiniest pasta, visual pasta, okay? So I'm going to boil up about a cup of that for me and Vinny on the side. The meatballs are cooking. They're small. I'm not touching them, and that's on purpose, and I'll make that note to you. Don't turn them because they have to float to the top themselves. They're solidifying in the broth like they would in a sauce. If we touch them, they're so small they could break, okay? Alrighty, so give me a few minutes and I'll come back and I'll have a beautiful wedding soup to show you. Okay guys, I'm trying something different with my cinematography because I'm doing this all by myself and he's resting. See how I said that we're going to leave them alone until they rise to the top? All the meatballs have done that. They're beautiful. So I'm going to stop and then we'll resume and put the spinach in when I'm finished with the pasta. We'll be almost ready to serve. Hi guys, we're done. I added the spinach off camera. It's beautiful. And you want to keep it green, so you only let it cook for a minute or so, 2 minutes at best. You want to keep it green. Any longer it starts to turn. We cook the pasta separate on the side. So what we're going to do is we'll take a scoop of pasta. Right, tubettini. Take 2. Vinny, this is for Vinny, so we'll take maybe 2. 2.5. I have enough for both of us. I got to get that off the hot. Okay, and now the creme de la creme. Gotta get control of that drool. I gotta get control of that. These are absolutely delicious. I tasted them off camera. I cheated. See how green? I'll show you. The spinach, how green it is still. Trying to get him some extra meatballs. He's hungry. He'll eat a good amount of this. And there you have it. Let me get a little bit of, well, I'm going to tilt the camera for you guys to see, and you'll also see the finished dish in the thumbnail. Isn't that gorgeous? All it needs is a little bit of salt, pepper, and Parmesan, and you're done. Jeanine's wedding soup. It'll all be in the description. I apologize for the craziness, but I said it's a real channel and I make errors, and I'm doing it by myself today because Vinny's resting. But I'm going to put everything in the description. Thank you for putting up with me.